Our guest today is Duo Dickinson, author of House on a Budget, published by Taunton Press. Now, that's something that everybody wants, to be able to do a house on a budget. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me about the projects that are in the book.
Well, there are 19 projects. They're all over the country. They're different styles, traditional to contemporary. And the one common denominator is they reveal their costs. We tried to do projects that were quite affordable. One's $140,000, and there's some that are over $600,000. But the thing that makes this book truly unique is that the date of construction is listed, the construction budget is listed, the site development budget is listed, and most unusual is that 15 out of the 19 projects, the designers revealed their fees. And for all of those different elements, we try to walk you through why the fee was so low for the architect or high, why the site development costs are so low or so high, how the budget point was reached, what compromises were given. So it's an empowering book to let people see in these 19 different scenarios that people can relate to, how people took control of the project versus let the project control them.
You bring up an interesting point. You're an architect yourself. I'm a former home builder. I think that there's this misconception because, hey, I can go on the internet and design my own house and all of a sudden create this space, and you bring the point up, why would I pay an architect to do this? The idea is because you're hiring a professional that has experience to be able to take their knowledge and the mistakes that they've made in other projects perhaps and help people not make the same mistakes.
Well, think about this. The largest amount of money that the average American has in any asset, is their home. It's 30% of all assets owned by individuals are their home. Conversely, the largest debt, liability, risk we have is the mortgage that we have. And people hire experts to deal with their 401ks and their IRAs. They're worth a fraction of what their home is worth and have no liability. So it's, to us in the profession, and let's face it, architects have had a mixed history when it comes to dealing with homeowners and budgets. But the reality is there are architects out there that think about the homeowner, listen, and actually design to a budget. And this book really does show you those type of projects.
You said something that's quite important, architects that listen. If someone's trying to build a house on a budget, what are things that they need to ask the architect, in other words, to stick with that plan?
Well, it's a lot of what we talk about in House on a Budget. It's what you should use the architect for, milk him for all or her, all he or she is worth, is I want to do like a curved wall. Is that crazy? Well, there are projects in this book that have curved walls, and you can actually do a curved wall for far less if it doesn't translate to the roof form. So there are many tricks that an experienced, good residential architect can give to any homeowner just so they can make their dreams real. But the biggest thing is to reduce the window of regret. You can't have everything, so you might as well not regret spending money you shouldn't spend, and you shouldn't regret not spending that extra $5 on something that would really warm your heart forever.
The book is House on a Budget by Taunton Press, beautifully shot and some great ideas, so you should consider looking at it before you build your next house. Thanks so much for joining us.
A pleasure.
It's time now for Ask Lou.